Should you buy an expensive sim rig to start? So today is a continuation of the last video and a continuation of my series, What They Don't Tell You. So let's start by separating sim drivers into two different categories. People who are into cars and want to dive deep into sim racing, and people who aren't really into cars, they just like cars and they want to try it out. So for those who are into cars and want to improve their skills as a driver, yeah, you should start with a more expensive sim because you're going to have a better experience. But for those who aren't really into cars that much and just want to try it out, they should start off with like a Logitech rig, something basic, something $200, something like 200 to $300, like very, very low budget stuff. But if you were like me, who was really, really passionate, who really, really is still passionate about drifting and wanted to start sim drifting because I was 15, I didn't have a license or a car. Yeah, if you're that type, you should bump it up a little bit. So instead of getting like a Logitech rim or a Thrustmaster rim, you should get something like a Fanatec CSL DD or a Moza R5 or a Camus C5, something that's direct drive, especially with these days with the prices being so low. You could get a Moza R3 that just came out for $399, I think, and that's for 3 Nm direct drive setup. That'll get you started pretty, that's a good base to start off with. You could upgrade later on. And back when I started sim racing, direct drive wheels were like 600 plus, like extremely expensive, even 1,000 plus. But these days it's so readily available that why shouldn't you? Like if you are serious about, maybe you'll use a wheel for like a year or two, or like even more than that. Yeah, just go direct drive. If you have friends who are into sim racing, if you have a community that you get on Discord and you just drive with the homies, and especially with having that direct drive base, there's an upgrade route instead of like a Logitech route. You can't upgrade with it much other than getting a shifter. With a direct drive wheel, you could upgrade by getting a new rim, because both the CSL DD and the Moza R5 and the Moza R3 and all the Moza stuff, you could just take off the wheel and put whatever wheel you want, a GT style, a rally style, a normal D-shaped wheel style, and plus you could upgrade the pedals to infinity. Basically, you could have $1,000 pedals, $200 pedals. Like the upgradability when you're starting off with a more expensive rig is superior. And to those who are just slightly interested into sim racing and get into like a Logitech rig, they might get turned off by sim racing because they're like, oh yeah, this is not realistic. Of course, it's $200. You know what I'm saying? So for those kind of people who have a higher budget, who, let's say, are making more than the average person a year and have money just to throw around, yeah, they could get a more expensive rig, maybe a Sim Magic rig, maybe a Moza R9, and get started with that, because that'll be a more suited rig for them. But for someone who's just in high school and they're really, really interested in sim racing, you should go with an R5. R5 is probably the best bang for your buck right now. So if you have any questions, if you have any other topics you want me to talk about, just put them down in the description. No, the comments. You know what I mean. All right, appreciate it.